this delicious pork rump roast slice here that I cut up, I want to say probably about 2 weeks ago. And I also have still the 2 slices of picanha steak that I'm going to be making here within these next couple of days. So I went ahead and put some butter into Big Bertha. Annie is already holding on to the rice. The rice is actually a very delicious seasoned rice. And of course, once I'm done with the pork, I'm going to go ahead and create a reduction sauce. But look at that. Delicious rice. Fantastic. So, we're going to go ahead and start seasoning our pork. We're going to go with some salt. We're going to go with some smoked paprika first. I feel like okay. Then we hit it with some cumin. Okay. Then some ground ginger. And then lastly, we're going to hit it with some cinnamon powder. And then, of course, not too much. Just enough so that we can go ahead and get that crust. Big Bertha is already ready. We're going to go ahead and get this cinnamon powder on here. And then we're going to go ahead and get our pork chop. This is a fat old piece too, so this should be very good. Not just for me and Papa today, but probably even tomorrow. We'll see on that, right? But I think it will probably end up being a very good possibility. Now, I was kind of thinking that I wanted to make some tortillas. But here's the thing, guys. So earlier, I left a short on YouTube talking about a bread, right? And so I ended up making that bread, and it is inside of Dear Father. As you can see, a nice type of brioche type of bread. I have pepper on top. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave that in there to get, to stay warm, I should say. And in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and put some salt in on this side so that it helps to draw some of that moisture out. We're just going to leave it like that for now. Let it do its thing. Turn up the heat so we can get a good sear on this side. All right, so while we wait, I wanted to get a piece of that bread to see what it tastes like, because I put an egg in it. I put a little bit of the monk fruit sweetener into it. When I first started the fermentation process by using yeast, which I have right here, right, and also a Voodoo Ranger beer, which I drank that same night. It had a pretty much all night in the fridge to go ahead and rise it did actually. It rose quite a bit, and so actually, let me show you guys. I still have more dough, but this dough right here is actually going to be saved for French toast. I have egg and I have the picanha. I can go ahead and eat half of that picanha, give the other half to Papa, maybe give ourselves both 2 eggs, and then we'll see, how that turns out. Hey there, Ashley Withers. How are you doing tonight? How's everyone doing tonight? You guys, everybody on YouTube. Hey there, um, G Gasly. Yeah, welcome, welcome, welcome. So we have some things going on tonight. We have our cast iron, Big Bertha, who's making a delicious piece of pork butt roast. And we got some rice going on over here. We put butter in the rice. All right. Hello there, Big Papi. How are you doing tonight? There's more. It's just there's a lot of people that usually just kind of sit there. Yeah, it's 2 people wanting to watch some cooking. Exactly. Now, I also have TikTok over here on this side, while I have you guys over here on YouTube on this side. Yeah, there's 12 people. Well, 7 right now, but a lot of them just like to watch. They don't really comment or do anything, which is fine. I mean, I have no issues with that. If they like to watch, they like to watch. You know what I mean? Oh, thank you, thank you. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead and start putting the other seasonings. This right here is ground ginger. Then we're gonna go ahead and go with the ground cumin. Then we're gonna go with the smoked paprika. I actually do have baking soda, but I don't ever really use baking soda in any of my cooking. Although I am not, I guess you could say, um, I'm not adverse to trying new techniques. I learned a lot of different techniques online. I learned a lot of different techniques through watching other cooks, and that helps me to evolve as a cook. Oh yeah. That is a fantastic crust going on there. Alright, so now I need to go ahead and wash my cutting board. And with this pork, I think I'm going to go ahead and just add a little bit more butter to it. Probably do it on top, but it does need a little bit of moisture in that pot, in that cast iron, so yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. How long before it rocks up? Before what rocks up? Hello everyone on TikTok. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you guys doing? How about some comments? Oh, thank you for those likes. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. All right. Now we just leave that to do its thing. And that should be a good enough flame. I'm gonna get another little sample of this rice over here. Now this rice only has, well, the same ingredients as the steak itself. See, whenever I make anything for myself or anything for Mr. Papa, I always make sure not to include any garlic or anything of that nature. Reason why is because since it's bad for dogs, I don't want Papa to have some kind of like reaction because of it. You know what I mean? So that's why I cook without garlic. Sometimes I'll do garlic and onion if I really, really feel like it. But if I really feel like I need to add any onion and garlic into my diet, then I just go ahead and add it as a powder, which I have up there. So, yeah, I just kind of keep it simple, and I don't really try to do too much with the meat. I like for the meat itself to tell me what it tastes like. You know? I don't like to season it with all sorts of different stuff and then be questioning what it actually really tastes like. Ooh, this is gonna be so soft and juicy. I can't wait to cut into it. Woo, boy, that is gonna be one delicious pork chop. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut it into slices, and I'm gonna lay those slices on top of that rice. I'm gonna do the exact same thing for Papa's bowl. I'm gonna give him some rice. Actually, for him, what I might do is I might mix in the pork bits with the rice. That way, he eats both the rice and the pork. Because he's very well known to not eat one thing and also eat another thing, and then he doesn't get full. And then he'll sit there, let the rice go for like a day, and then start eating it. And I have to take it from him because anything past 2 hours, it's going to be a iffy. And yes, he's a dog, but even iffy can go a specific way with dogs as well. So thank you guys for those likes. Thank you. Thank you, Barbara. You guys are awesome. So, I think as this finishes up, I should show you guys, for those of you guys who are here, what I was making earlier, and I can't wait to try it out. I ended up making a bread. This has a pepper on top, and as you can hear, sounds perfect. Now, it is more of a flat bread rather than, a puffy bread, but it's going to be perfect for this meal, especially since we have rice. Speaking of, I should warm it up real quick. We're going to go ahead and baste our pork once more. Oh yeah. We need to go ahead and sear a little bit of a crust into this portion here in the middle. Now it's kind of sitting up. One more butter base. And you know what, guys? I totally forgot that I was going to make a reduction sauce for this. Oh, yeah. I totally forgot about that, guys. Well then, reduction sauce we shall make. And I think that this reduction sauce should incorporate some of this Flavor Mate original seasoning, some black pepper, a little bit of salt, some apple cider vinegar, and some smoked paprika. And I think that would be the most delicious reduction sauce that I can think of at this point in time. What do you guys think about that? Yep. All right. Awesome. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you. That's exactly how we're gonna do it then. One more base on this side. Then we go ahead and do it on the fat side. And of course, we go ahead and plate our result. Well, rather not plate, but we're gonna go ahead and bring this down to a very, very low. Turn that off. Go ahead and mix our rice while our pork just sits there. mix this rice around to make sure that it doesn't end up getting all soggy on the bottom, because that's what tends to happen if you leave your rice too long sitting there. I like how that's hot. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and mix the rest of our apple cider vinegar. Looks like I'm gonna have to get more. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of salt. A little bit of paprika. A little bit of ground cumin because we love that earthy flavor. And then we're actually going to add a little bit of a, how would I say, a wild card. We're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of samba kowelek. And that'll add some good flavor. Now, the reason why I'm doing it now is because I have no necessary need for Papa to actually need anything else with this. So I can go ahead and start doing some other stuff to this sauce. Now, at least with this sauce, I could, where's my pepper? Oh, right here. Sorry, guys. You guys are going to lean back just a little bit, so my bad. Okay, so while this cools down, I'm going to go ahead and give it some pepper. And then I'm going to go ahead and put some into the reduction sauce. Now this is going to function very similar to like a soy sauce almost. That's going to be able to coat the rice and give it that delicious flavor. I'm going to go ahead and use 2 limes. This kitchen knife? That's cool. Well, for me, I use that for like butter and that type of stuff. For my meats, like we're going to be doing real soon, I have this ghee cloth from Amazon, or was it Walmart? I think it was Walmart. I bought it for like 14, almost 15 bucks. Oh, give me 1 second. It already got warm in my place. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and squeeze the juice very slowly so that it soaks in. Okay, so then we're gonna go ahead and put the rest into okay. So there's that. And dinner is almost ready. I'm gonna go ahead and mix this real quick. All right, so now it's time to cut. We shall see how beautiful this pork came out. So this is the knife that I will be using to slice this pork. Hey there, SC Marvin, how are you doing? And we're going to see just how delicious this pork came out. Now, I didn't spend too much time because I had it on a higher flame, but I think it should be fine enough. So let's see, where's the grain? Oh my god, this thing is so juicy. Okay, I think what I should do is I should get a plate ready. This one's for Papa. Yeah, I was going to do Papa's plate inside of his bowl, but I think it would be a little bit more visually appealing if I went ahead and did it like this. Okay, so move this and move this. I think. Okay, so then they're running this way. Okay, so then I would have to do here. Oh my god. OMG. OMG. Mm-hmm. First taste test. Oh, I love what I do. Oh, I love what I do. I will never, ever stop. Okay. Here we go. Slicing. Okay, so then, yeah. Okay, I can cut it this way, so. Papa's pacing back and forth right now. Oh man, look at that. These juices are everywhere. Relax, Papa, relax. You're gonna get your fair share right now, right? Being the head of the luxury meat doggers means you get your fair cut. Oh man, look at that. Oh yes. Okay, so I'll go ahead and just take it, lay it on top of his rice, just like so. This is Papa's plate. Now it's time for my plate. Actually, I should add some more. You know, me and Papa, we haven't ate all day, so I think I'll give him just a little bit more. Yes, sir. All right, so now we'll go with mine. Let's try to slice out from here. Oh man. This is so fantastic. It's so soft. So delicious. All right, so now production sauce is ready. Rice is ready. All right, so with papas, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all of the juices that sit on this cutting board, and they're going to go into papa's meal. This is going to add all that deliciousness that's very natural and doesn't harm Papa. And here we go. So this is Papa's final plate. We got juices all over it. And hey there, oh yeah, that's right. So this is his. We're gonna go ahead and give it to Papa now. All right, ready? Wait. Okay, go ahead, Papa. You can eat. Go ahead. Oh yeah, that's a good boy. Oh yeah, he loves that. Yep. All right, now it's time for me. I have my reduction sauce here, which I need to pour on. And I'm just gonna go ahead and oh yeah. Oh, Papa's going to town on that. Jesus. Oh, and he even likes the rice too. That is fantastic. All right, so I need to bring you guys over here. Oh yeah, Papa's gonna be satisfied with his meal right now. For sure. He's probably gonna be coming over here, getting his toys, you know, all that fun dogger stuff. Oh, he's licking the plate now. Well, thank you, Papa. Thank you. All right, so as you guys can see, you finished everything. All right, give me 1 second while I get myself some water. Very good boy. You're a very good boy. All right, so now time for me to taste test this food. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're gonna go ahead and start off with the rice with the reduction sauce. There's something about that lemon juice that fully just opens it up, allows for the flavors to breathe. And then also that lemon, it mixes very well with the taste of the apple cider vinegar. I didn't even use all that much apple cider vinegar either. You know, I usually use more, but this, fantastic. Fantastic. Oh yeah. I had no idea what I was gonna make tonight, but what I did know is that if I took a look at that piece of meat, I would figure it out, and that's exactly what happened. Just straight figured it out. I said I'm gonna make some rice. Actually, I was going to use regular white rice, but then I ended up just seasoning it. And I think the seasoning for it was just perfect. Now, I do have to do more work on like other seasonings. You know, right now, or rather, I think as part of my form, like my cooking form, the way that I go about thinking of ideas and how those ideas factor into what I'll be making, it's It's a very random thing right now. I just take what I have. Now I let my intuition come up with whatever it is that I'm going to be making. And Maverick, what, you don't like pork? Or you don't like rice? Which one is it? That sambal coelic gives it that perfect amount of spice. Oh, this is so delicious. Even my stomach had to say something out loud. Oh, yeah. I agree, stomach. And then just like I said, this pork, I wanted it to come out nice and juicy. And it listened. It heard my request, and it was like, for you, boss, I'll come out however you want. And I'm like, perfect. And it came out deliciously blushed, doused with one of the greatest reduction sauces I can think of. I mean, I would figure that, with some coriander in there, it'd probably be a little better. And you know what? I think I totally forgot to put the Flavor Made in there. Oops. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot. I almost forgot about my bread. Yeah. Okay, so. This one actually tastes pretty good. I'm going to give you a piece too, Mr. Papa, okay? You get to try out the bread piece, okay? All right, so now we're back. So earlier today, I decided to mix a Voodoo Ranger beer, which tops out at 9.5% alcohol by volume. And I also used yeast with sugar and created the dough from this yesterday. I allowed it to rise while it was inside of the fridge, and then I only put a little bit. I probably should have put the whole thing. This would have baked it into a much higher loaf. However, I was merely just planning out to see whether it would actually hold its circular shape, and it actually did. So now I get to test this out just by itself. Okay. So, oh, that's interesting. So, it's not a very strong taste, but it has a little bit of the Voodoo Ranger taste. You know, the Voodoo Ranger is a malt beer. So it's going to have that like hoppy, earthy kind of like taste to it. And that's kind of what this one has. Very even without the egg wash on the top, this is still fantastic. Oh yeah, now I definitely have to have some pork on top. So we're gonna go ahead and do that there. And then that. There's this like weird little reaction between the lemon and I think the apple cider vinegar mixed in with the malt or beer taste of the bread. It's like, I don't know, it's just weird. It's I think what it is, it's the pork flavor, the apple cider vinegar, the little bit of spice from the Sambac Oelek, the fatty richness from the pork, and then that slight taste of the beer in the bread. It just gives it that like delicious flavor to it. See, this is why I like making my own breads. Because over time, I've been trying to perfect the taste of it, trying to perfect its texture. You know, like this, fantastic. So soft. It's like you can make peanut butter and jelly with it. Or French toast or anything like that. Yeah, thank you, Lizette. That's exactly the face that I have right now. And actually, I planned to go ahead and make French toast tomorrow morning, which is why I saved some of the bread that went into this one for that other one. I was kind of looking to make a Buell, but it didn't rise as much as I figured it would. Probably because I needed to leave it to allow it to rise, gain those carbon dioxide bubbles. And I didn't do that. So we'll see. Tomorrow morning, I'll go ahead and bring it out, let it rise. Kind of just have it sitting there in the oven. I'm sorry about that, T-Perf. Yeah, I know. It's the exact same thing with me when I start to see things like Guga and all of those channels. Mm. And then the pork itself is just so juicy. Like supremely juicy. Like so juicy that I've been eating this bread, which in a way kind of feels a little the crumb feels dry, like when it starts to crumble in your mouth. But with the juiciness of the pork, I haven't even, and also, the saliva that gets produced from the apple cider vinegar, I haven't even like needed to take a drink for a little while now. Which I find rather interesting. But I guess that just means that there's enough moisture in the food to be fine with it. Yep. Fantastic. This is divine. And for not requiring soy sauce or anything, this is actually pretty interesting. No soy sauce. I don't even need to drink any water right now. It's 83 degrees in here. I find that odd, to say the least. But it is what it is. Slow down. We stay the course. Full speed ahead. Ha. This is fantastic. That's really what a big part of this channel is testing things. I mean, it's not just testing food and testing different recipes and stuff like that, but actually taking the various different things that we're doing and showing people that they actually do the exact same thing in their lives that they do, like when they do something that they actually enjoy. And we just have to realize that. Mm. Okay, I will say that bread would have been even more fire if it was cheese infused. Yeah. Kind of glad that I didn't have any cheese because I would have wanted to try it. But that's just how it is, you know? Wow. But that was fantastic. The pork was fire. The rice was fire. The bread was fire. The reduction sauce was fire. Although the bread could have rose a little bit more, it's okay. Other than that, I would probably give this, oh, excuse me, good 9.8, 9.9 on the scale. That was a fantastic idea. I'll say that. Mm. All right. Well, I think now what I need to do is, let's see, 9:42. I feel like I need to get the nationwide packet done, but I got to get all of these receipts scanned for fetch. Then I got to do a little bit of cleaning because that crate's going to disappear and it's going to be replaced by the drawers that I have right there in my room. Then I got to take this guy for a walk. As you can see, he's laid out. Waiting. He's full right now too. But stupid YouTube. All right, so I think what I'm going to do now is go ahead and get started on these receipts. Once I finish that dossier, which I have to do on my main phone, then I can go ahead and access it from my email on my computer, and then I'll create the PDF, and then that'll be ready to send. Oh, excuse me. And the only thing I would have to do from there is just wait. And I think for the most part, you guys will know when I've gotten my settlement or for how much, because there's going to be a lot of different things that I will be making happen as a result of it. So Yeah, now it's just a matter of getting that finished and then getting it sent. So I think with that, I found this meal fantastic. Very simple. Make your rice, make your pork, make your reduction sauce, and that's it. I mean, literally, there isn't very much else to it. Very simple meal. Or if you guys are looking for a very low and cost effective meal to make for your family, I suggest you get a big ass thing of Boston butt pork, shoulder blade shoulder blade roast. There's pork shoulder and then there's pork butt, and each of those can be partitioned into quite a bit of steaks. So that's just some helpful advice, especially if you guys are a little tight on the belt when it comes to money, maybe a little bit tight on the wallet too. Pork, underrated protein, totally fantastic. I mean, I would imagine you shouldn't eat it too much, like fish and that kind of stuff, but every once in a while, you can go ahead and have some pork, and it'll be just as filling and nutrient dense too. So, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. You guys stay meaty, stay beefy, and above all, stay 10 sticks ahead. I'll catch y'all later. Ciao.